Welcome to the Prosperity Profiles Podcast, sponsored by Prosperity Profilers, LLC. They'll help you look prosperous, feel prosperous, and be prosperous. We hope you listen often, and if you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe. Now, here's your host, four-time #1 best-selling author, speaker, and business coach, Holly Porter.
Hello and welcome everybody to another day at the podcast. I have Tonya Hofmann here with me today to be support and be my little partner in crime here. How are you, Tonya?
Fabulous. How are you? You're always fabulous.
Her and I both, I always see our posts on Facebook. Yippee, yay, yippee. I'm like, oh, I love that somebody else is just happy all the time.
Yeah, well, all the time is probably, unrealistic, but yes.
On Facebook, we're always happy, right?
Exactly.
I know. I made a deal with myself that I wouldn't ever post like real vents or, degrade people or, it was just always going to be positive. And that was like probably 8 or 9 years ago. And you know what? I feel like that's why people won't scroll over your stuff, because they know it's not going to be the drama. I don't want to attract people that love drama, right?
Exactly. I know. Because I see some people's posts and you're like, I can't believe you just went on that rant. I mean, it was just like, it changes your whole view of that person. And I'm like, why would you want to do that?
I agree with you, because sometimes I'll read something and I'll have to go reread it because I'm like, did that person really just say that? And we all get upset. So that's what girlfriends are for, right? We call them up and we vent.
Exactly. Yeah, don't do it where the world sees it.
Yeah. I mean, I love the transparency, don't get me wrong. I was thinking of this morning, that so many people are more vulnerable now and authentic than they ever were before. Like, it's the popular thing to do, so that's what they do, right?
Yeah.
And I love that part. So don't get me wrong there, but I just feel like there's a time and a place for everything. And when it's constructive, okay, but when it's destructive, especially to somebody else and degrading to somebody else, I'm out.
Yeah, and I think too, like I've got my rule, you have to be nice in order to be part of my world and my, Public Speaker Association and all. And with that rule, I have to then be nice. I can't just suddenly be the, grumpy, one. So it really made me stop a long time ago. I started the rule in 2007. And so since then, gosh, I really had to be nice. But it's a powerful tool when I do say something negative, because people are like, oh, Tonya, that person really must have, done her wrong. And I had that when we had our house flood, and a company here in Austin was doing stuff that they didn't agree on. And finally, I just had enough. I'm like, okay, I'm just posting. And I just told everyone the story of how they were doing me wrong. And within seconds, there were all these posts. And in seconds, the CEO of that company called me. So you can use it very effectively, right?
Well, but it's too bad that it takes that. But the other, on the flip side of it, when you're not that way, and then all of a sudden you come out with something like that, you're doing it constructively because you don't want them to do that to other people that you care about, is the way I am. So I don't ever really use it as a threat, but I do mention, like I have a course that I bought for my insurance license, and I bought it and it was not a good product at all. I wasn't learning, but I'm a visual learner. And so they were all like written documents, and oh, talk about pull my hair out. Like, I don't learn that way. So I bought the upgraded version and spent a couple $100 more, and it was the same of the same. I was like, what the heck? So I tried to get a refund. You couldn't get a refund if you had looked at any of the material, which was so wrong, and it had been more than 48 hours. And so I thought, so for them, I am going to write a bad review, because if somebody does go to do that, what I'm going to say is, look, I'm a visual learner. I don't learn that way, and they don't teach for all kinds of learners. It's for a specific learner, of a hands-on.
Well, it's against the law for them not to give it back within 3 days. You can get a refund within 3 days of purchasing something. So I don't know how they do that.
Luckily, everybody listen up for a second, because if you use your American Express, they are rock stars at being able to dispute things. Like I have almost every time I've had ever an issue, which isn't often, but they have backed me up and they've gone to bat for me and I've got my money back. So because the company has told me they won't, it's more the purpose right now and the point that their material is flawed. Like, I'm sorry to have the only video they had up there. I mean, we know in today's age, you got to have video. The video was like a millennial standing there reading literally the slide that you were seeing here, reading it for, I think the longest one was 8 minutes, and it was like a 40-hour course.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. I can't remember that way. That was my review. I'm like, okay, back to the drawing board. Anyway, that was my rant.
There you go.
It's constructive, and that really wasn't what we were even going to talk about, but just I think those are lessons though that professionals learn. And another thing I want to say that came up when you were talking was, when you are behind the scenes, which you and I are at other events and with other speakers and celebrities at times, when we're behind the scenes, boy, their true colors come out. That's when you really see what people are really like. And honestly, I love it when they are just the same on stage, off stage, behind the curtains, on the phone, on a podcast as they are in real life. Like, doesn't that just make you happy?
Oh yeah, I won't even do business with people that are that fake. They're not allowed to come to my events, and we all talk. So if someone comes to my event and I'm like, oh my gosh, I would then tell you, I would tell all the other people that put on their own events, so that we all can kind of let each other know, so that we can keep away from the divas and the divos, and because they're really not there to be supportive. They're really there for themselves.
Well, it's kind of like, do you ever get off a phone call and check your phone because have you ever made the mistake or sent the text to the wrong person that might not have been something you would have said to their face? Usually it is, but it's like, oh, is that hung up because I'll go to tell my husband something, and it's like, I wouldn't want them to hear that. And you know what? I'll do a double check and say, then why am I saying it at all? Yeah,
exactly.
I mean, everybody gets under our skin at times. Not everybody, but at times we all have that nerve that people hit, right?
Yeah, and I think too, it is about being in the right camp. There's groups of people that are just great for themselves and for each other. They're not for me, and vice versa. So when you find that group, you then are a part of their groups that are usually like them. So I always tell people when they're starting to become a speaker or really do business in general, networking, get in with a group of people that you adore and that match your personality type. That way you're also then connecting to their world. And that way you don't end up being around a lot of people. You're like, I don't like these people.
I know. Well, and just as your business grows and changes, or if you change your niche, like I've done so many different kinds of businesses. And I love to have friends just in general, but I'm noticing even my girlfriends, when they don't understand the world I'm in, I've had to get new girlfriends. Not that, making friends, but keep the old, right? They're my friends, but I can't go to them with the same challenges. I mean, maybe we did real estate together, so they get that, and they get, home buyers, home sellers. But now I'm over here in the speaking world and the coaching world. They have no clue.
Yeah, exactly.
You just have to find that balance. But speaking of speaking, you have the Professional Speaking Association. Let's talk about that for a minute.
Yeah, Public Speakers Association.
What did I say? Speakers. Sorry. Get it right.
Yeah. Still little details.
Well, it matters when you're Googling it.
Yeah, I know, because there's the Professional Speakers Association, which is in Britain, and it's like the hoity-toityest of all speaking organizations. So we don't want to get those confused against the Public Speakers Association, where we're all nice and have fun.
That's right. Well, I'm part of your group, and I'm new to it in the last few months. And so why don't you share with our listeners, tell us a little bit about that, like how they can join, what it entails.
Yeah, thanks.
I like repetition.
Yeah, right. I know I created it for people like you and me that want to go out there and speak more, and they want to find the speaking opportunities that they can actually apply for and then market, right? We all need to find new clients, and we all need to market who we are to each other. And so I've got 65,000 people in my social media realm, and I even talk about email marketing. That's another extra plus, plus, plus. So it's about all of us kind of having fun and getting on my platform so that way I can help promote you, market you, and get you out there so Google and social media love you. And then all the 65,000 plus people get to see you and possibly could be interested in buying something from you. You know, it's about that clientele. And then we're creating a new phone app so that we can also help people make passive income. And so we're super excited about Wowdable and getting that up and going. So excited that you're going to be involved on that as well.
Oh, I'm so excited. I have a new app idea, so you and I got to chat.
I know. You told me about it. I think it's a brilliant
idea. You're the only one I've told about it then, because I just came up with it a few days ago. So I forgot that. Oh my gosh. Well, yeah, I'm super excited about it. So yes, guys, Tonya is the gal to know. So she knows, you know, it's kind of like she's a connector like I am. So if you need something, you just like message her and she'll blah, 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 and connect you. Yeah.
I love connecting.
And it's good. I mean, it's good to know, like I worked really hard to build relationships with a lot of different kinds of people. And like, I pride myself as you that we can do that. Like, let us know, like, what are you looking for? Because nothing lights me up more than to hook two people up. I mean, I joke and say that I've got 14 couples married in my lifetime, and none of them are divorced, by the way. But I'm not a relationship coach. I just see matches, you know? And so I love just making that happen for people. And
I know when I used to have networking groups, people were like, oh, Tonya, you know a lot of people. Do you know someone I could go out with? I'm like, I know everybody's baggage too much, so I don't want to set anybody up.
Well, my rule with that is I hook you up. If it doesn't work out, you're both still my friends.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. But I'm picky. I am picky for sure.
That's awesome. And I'm super excited about you coming to my conference too. I'm just like so excited to spend some more time in England with you.
Not just anywhere, guys. England, London, England. Hello.
I know, it's so exciting. You get to write off a whole trip. I mean, hello, why wouldn't you?
I know. By the way, I just got tickets yesterday with Terica to go to Ireland too while we're there.
Oh, good. Yeah.
So yes, I'm so excited. And so she'll have her conference there. So she does it not only in the States, but she does it internationally as well. And that's something you can join and be part of. Did you totally fill up? Like if someone is a last minute planner and they want to jump in and they hear this, like right now, give us the dates and if there's any more openings.
Yeah, June 20th through the 22nd in London, England. Yeah, this year, right, in a month. And so we do have about an hour and a half worth of speaking spots that I could still kind of squeeze a few more people in on. And then, of course, attendees. So we have no more vendor booth areas available. But yeah, definitely would love to have y'all come and participate and hang out and go on excursions and get to, you know, it's about really, people are asking, well, why is this different than other speaking groups and stuff? And like I said, the people are super fun, but so connected. I mean, we're already connecting for opportunities, you know, in the rest of the year and into 2020. So we're all developing these relationships with people who all put on their own events, who are connected to events, and then we're all nice, so we all help each other connect to those opportunities. So it'll pay forward for a very long time.
I so agree. And you know, nothing's better than spending a lot of people say to me, they say, well, I don't want a vacation with people I work with. I want to go on a vacation by myself or with my family. I get that. You know, but I guess it's just, to me, I'm so about building relationships that the best work I've done with people has been off the stage and out of the event, having dinner, you know, having lunch together. Like that's where the real magic happens. And the sooner people figure that out, the more business they're going to have.
Absolutely. There's this magic that happens when you're in person live together. There's just a magic that happens. But it even goes beyond just the event. If you get to go to lunch, dinner, breakfast, and then especially excursions, now you really get to peel back the business person and get to really know people and build friendships. And
Yeah.
friendships, as we know, is how anything really develops. You know, people
Right.
not only have to like, trust you, but they've got to be friends with you. I really believe that that's what went wrong with business for the longest time, is everyone's like, we've got to put on our business face. And I'm like, no, we got to be friends, and we got to give each other a hug and have a good time.
Well, and so many people lead with what's in it for me. That's screaming. And with so much more authenticity and more business building, if you don't build those relationships and that ground level, then that's the people you're going to attract. Is all they care about is them. You know, they don't care about the friendship. They don't care about the business building of that relationship or friendship, you know, and maybe that's being a little judgy, but I've just found, you know, that if you have that core and really get to know people, it's worked the other way for me too, Tonya. It's worked where I got to know them and I didn't want to do business with them. I really got to know them. And I thought, you're just fake on stage. Like, you look good, you sound good, you close well, and I don't want anything to do with you. You know?
Yeah, I never, especially high ticket items, if the person won't give me time, right, to get to know them, that's my out. And then when I get to know them, do I still want to do business with them? If you're spending a lot of money, spend some quality time getting to actually know people, because the biggest problem I see for most people is they spend money with people they don't fit. And then they wonder why nothing ever happens, because they don't connect, right? So you get to know Holly in person and you're like, oh my gosh, she's so fun and amazing and she's brilliant. She has all these great ideas, and you get to see that and experience it instead of just something that you're like, oh, that sounds good, let me buy that, right?
Right. Well, and I love, because I offer it, I don't know if you do, but I offer a try me out, you know, little call where we get on and have a whole session for a try me out price, just to see if we're a good fit, because I don't want to push anyone into something or force anyone to work with me that's not going to be a good fit either way. You know, I want to make sure that I'm serving them at the highest level. And to me, if they can see what I'm all about, we don't all mesh, right? That's why there's different personalities. That's why we can be married to someone and not be married to someone. You know, we don't. So.
Yeah, and even for me, you know, when people sign up, 'cause I have a little pop-up on my website, you know, go to publicspeakersassociation.com, little pop-up that says, you know, book a time to chat. I do that because I actually filter people out myself. I don't accept everyone to be part of my world as a member or as a client myself. And I think that's the problem that a lot of people do. They just say yes to everybody and whoever, and then they wonder why they can't really help some people. So to me, it really doing, you're serving your best client by actually finding who your best client is.
Oh yeah. I mean, build an avatar list, you know, I mean, work, and that can change, you know, that's the thing. As you grow and your business grows, oh my gosh, if you're not constantly changing and reinventing, and when people say they're rebranding, good for them, because why would you stay stuck? It's like in my hairdresser, I would tease other realtors, because I also had a company in my salon. It had an office because it was big. And they'd come in, I'd be like, hey, either we got to start coloring your hair, you need a new photo or something, because you're totally false advertising. You know, it was a joke, but it's like, be real, like be who you are.
Oh yeah,
you know?
I get my headshots done about every 6 months because I get older looking. My hairshot style will change, you know, things change, but it's also a chance to rebrand. So I try to redo my website, you know, about every 6 months to a year. And because people like seeing fresh, and they like seeing, oh, that looks new and pretty. And it also shows people that you're a mover, you're a shaker, you're not standing still, you're not just comfortable anymore.
Well, okay, so let's be real. Not everybody can do that. Like it's enough. I mean, even every 2 years, that's a big budget item. you have your own website company as well. So it makes it a little bit easier to do that. So I don't want to freak anyone out thinking, oh my gosh, I have to rebrand every 6 months. No. That's not what she's saying.
That's how
to it. It makes it a little bit easier.
It could just be a new picture on your website. It could be a new banner on your website. It could be a new item that you're selling on your website. Something so that when people go to your website again, hopefully you've got traffic coming to your website, they actually see something a little bit different. Something that makes them go, oh, what's that? Right?
Well, and with the banner, now you can put video inside of banners and brand them that way. That's something really I would suggest for people to do when you first get on their landing page. Get a video up there, change that often, because that you can change the look and the feel and what you're saying and who you're serving, or maybe you're running a contest, or there can be all kinds of different things, but that's something that's pretty easy to change nowadays with a WordPress site.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah, anything like, especially video, you should always do video. I mean, here we are, we're doing video,
What is the number one? I know you have tons of them, but what's the number one tip you could give the listeners if they're brand spanking new and they haven't been speaking and they want to? Okay, give us 3 tips actually, because I know there's a lot to this. I want 3. To start, to get on a stage, like where would they even begin?
Well, the biggest problem that most people have when they're wanting to become a speaker is realizing first they already are a speaker. Most everyone has stood up in front of 2 people, 5 people, a PD, thing at your school, a thing at your church, wherever. You've already spoken somewhere, because we have mouths and we say things. So just already say you're a speaker. The second one is tell people you're a speaker. A lot of times people never get booked because nobody knows that you want to go out there and actually speak. So what I did that was like a brilliant move, this was 2010, I decided Tonya wants to become a speaker. And so I was like, what do I do? So I used marketing to expose myself to the idea for everyone to see me as a speaker. So this was before Public Speakers Association, about 3 years before. And I had a headshot done with a microphone, and don't ever point a microphone to your mouth because that's a phallic symbol. Point it away from you. But then that's just FYI. There's another tip.
Big tip.
Big tip. Yeah. So then people visually see that you're a speaker. That you've got a microphone, right? So that is a big way to really start getting people to go, oh, wow, you'd be great. Can I have you come and speak at my thingamajigger? Because they see that you're a speaker. And then the third tip is stop trying to go for the paid speaking gigs. That's old school. You don't want to go that direction. It takes too long to build yourself up. And if you get one, great, yay for you. But go for the workshops, go for the free speaking things. Pay to play, because you're now going to be connected with people that are already speakers. And so when you go and you're speaking, connect and build relationship with the other speakers, because then they're going to tell you about other speaking opportunities, because you're building friendships. So those are my big 3 tips. Okay.
So yeah, let's talk about pay to play for a minute, because that's come up a lot lately with a lot of people. And because I have an event that I bring them in as a sponsor speaker. So it's a pay to play. They're a sponsor of the event. Events are thousands and thousands, sometimes tens of thousands of dollars to put on, guys. So like somebody's got to pay for that, right? And if you're not having a big high ticket to get people in the door, it's got to be covered somehow. So the pay to play model for that is usually they'll pay to get on stage, right? And then you can do rev share where you give them a portion of your sales, or a lot of the new models on a lot of things are lead generation only, where you give away a free gift and collect names. And so that I'm seeing done a lot more in my world anyway. And when people say, oh, I don't pay to play when I'm looking for speakers, I'm okay to not even have a conversation with them, because with that mentality, for me, I don't want them there, because that's not my world right now. That's not, if they're getting paid, good for you. You go ahead and do that, because the world that I'm in, the best speakers are paying to play still, and they're making millions of dollars because they see the value of the return, right?
Absolutely. So you have to look at the people who want paid speaking gigs are usually employee minded. So
Right.
they're just wanting to come in, do their thing, and then walk out with a check. And they don't really care about if those people in the audience are going to go along with them for a ride for a long time. The other,
They have nothing to sell.
they have nothing to sell. They really don't care about if those people are really got anything out of it or not. The entrepreneur-minded speakers are the ones that are doing the free speaking or paid speaking. And especially if you're a real entrepreneur, you're paying. Because when I used to have retail stores in Houston for 7 years, I had to pay for advertising and marketing. So $1,500 for that itty bitty little yellow page ads. Y'all remember the yellow pages? $1,500 a month for about 3 calls a month, right? We don't have to do that anymore. We could go and be in front of 50 of the perfect target market, right? You gotta make sure your target market is there, and actually show them how you can change their lives. And now you've got all of those people's contacts, and now you can follow up and turn those into actual paying clients.
Yeah.
So there is nothing more effective than speaking. And so why wouldn't you use your marketing budget? Yes, you have to have a marketing budget. We just covered that you don't have to spend on yellow pages. You still have to spend money on your business, or you have a hobby.
Oh, so true. Oh, yeah. And some people want it as a hobby. They want to just speak. That's just their thing. And that's okay too. In fact, at my next event, Tonya, I'm attracting people that really, maybe they are just getting started. I'm okay with that. They're willing to pay to play because they want to get video of them on stage speaking, and they want that experience. And I'm going to offer them that, you know, and maybe it's 15 minutes, but you can say a lot in 15 minutes. You can deliver a lot of content, and you can look like a rock star and have a video to be able to promote yourself for other stages. And so that's really what I'm leaning more towards in the next event, because I want to help build people up. That's what I'm about. I don't need the big top speakers, you know, to come to my event. I'd love them to come there to see how awesome new people are, to build them up as well. But that's kind of my new thing, is I love being able to help those people, because when you agree, we all need help.
Well, we all need help, and we all need to be connected to the people that are connected to the people that we love, because they're going to be those people the same. You know, when I went to your event, I was blown away, and I would suggest everyone, you know, jump into Holly's events and speak, because her group just blew me away. It was probably one of the best events where the people were just awesome. You know, I just love going to events where the people, not only the content on stage, but the people themselves are awesome. And so you utilize that opportunity for building relationships, for partners, JV partners, affiliates, and then also for generally, you know, of new clients.
Totally. Yeah. Oh, agree 100%. Anyway, I'm excited. Next event, by the way, Prosperity, is November 1st and 2nd. So get it on your calendar. Las Vegas, Nevada. That's a Friday and Saturday. And Vegas is always a fun place to come and hang out anyway.
Yeah, exactly. I've had my event twice there the last 2 years. So, and we decided, oh, let's go across to the Big Blue and go to London. So there you go.
Well, everyone, I hope you look up Tonya. If they want to find you, where are they going to go to find you?
If you go to the website, Public Speakers with an S, Association, all spelled out.com, you can see my calendar pops up. There's also a click over to the conference, so you can easily get to that as well under PSA events.
Love it. All right. And yeah, connect with this woman. She is amazing. You can be one of her 65,000, but she doesn't make you feel like a number. That's the best part. She's very approachable, very reachable. You know, the best people that really want to build those relationships, that's how they roll. Like, I love when someone's on stage and they actually give out their cell phone number. It might be a second phone. I've kind of come to realize it might be. I get it. But, you know, they'll give out their phone number. So if you need to get a hold of them, you can. And so don't be so high and mighty that you are untouchable, because, you know, the best people, they're there for you.
Exactly.
All right. Anything else?
Yay. Just, you know, let's hug and let's have fun and let's go out. There's 2 things, right? Have fun and make a lot of money so you can go have more fun.
Totally. And serve more people. Like, really, how can you help people in the world that really need it? So many people want to serve and help, but they're broke. And think about, if you are more prosperous, how many more people you can, love on and help and serve. So that's
exactly. Be a philanthropist, give back to the world and then help those that need your help.
Love it. Okay. Thank you so much for coming on and joining us today. And like I said, contact Tonya or I soon if you do want to jump in and come to London. You can still get tickets. They're still available. So if you want to speak or if you want to just come over there for a little vacay in June, it's perfect weather. It'll be in the 80s is what Des told me the other day that lives there. So we're going to have a blast with or without you, but we hope with you.
Yay.
All right, everyone. Take care. We'll see you another day on the podcast. Bye for now.
Thank you for listening to Prosperity Profiles Podcast, sponsored by Prosperity Profilers, LLC, helping you look prosperous, feel prosperous, and be prosperous. We hope you enjoyed our time together, and we'll visit again soon. You can learn more about Prosperity Profilers by going to hollyporter.com.